we're here with Ben. You're from the UK, and tell the guys back home about your placement in the US where you are now.
Currently in Lexington, Nebraska with Frederick Harvesting. We've started the corn harvest, so we're getting into fall now. We've also done some beans.
Okay, now you're from England originally. Where did you go to college, Ben?
I went to Eastern College, which is in Norwich.
Okay, and you studied agriculture there, you got a bit of experience back home, and then you decided to come to the US. And what made you decide to take that step and go overseas?
Mainly just to do something different other than working at home. I mean, I'd done the same sort of thing at home for a couple of years and wanted to try something different and see the videos on YouTube of Frederick Harvesting, and it looked pretty good.
Okay, and you came out in April, I think, right?
Yep, in April, yep.
Yeah, and that was the start of harvest. So can you kind of describe the year from when you started with Fredericks until now?
Yeah, we got here in April, and we had, I'd say it's probably nearly 2 months in the workshop, and in that time I got my CDL licence, which is like a truck licence at home, which means I can drive something like this and the big trucks at harvest. We mainly did maintenance on tractors because they come from the factory new, and combines, so we'd be sorting those out, we'd be putting jewels on and just mainly getting them ready for harvest. And we did some work on the farm, Frederick's own farm back in Oldham, and also worked at the feedlot, the local feedlot they run with, so we worked with cattle for a bit.
Okay, and then you left on harvest to go on harvest when?
I think it was the end of May. There was 8 of us. We headed down to Oklahoma and started the wheat down there. Okay,
and so you did wheat and small grains from Oklahoma all the way to North Dakota for most of the crew, and now you're in the fall. What have you been operating through the year, Ben?
I've been on the grain cart. Yep, that's what I've been running since the wheat harvest.
Okay, and describe the grain cart to the guys back home.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Full harvest, you're very busy. There's not really much time in between loads.
Okay. So Ben, if you can describe the what the machinery is that Fredericks operate.
It's all brand new, so they get new machines every year. I think they had 14 new combines from the factory this year, and I think 5 new tractors, maybe 6. So I've had one of those. And then the grain carts, they get replaced, I think 2 new ones every year, and then they'll get rid of 2 in the fall.
Okay, and there's a big bunch of guys here that you're working with, living with in the trailer houses, right?
Yeah.
How do they all get along? Do they have a good bunch of guys every year, it seems?
Yeah, this year I think all the lads are pretty good. Everyone gets on really well.
Yeah. Okay, because I think being part of a team is the most important part, right?
Yeah, definitely. Everybody needs to get on very well, else things get complicated.
Okay, and you've seen quite a bit of the US as well. What sort of things have you done in your free time when you haven't been harvesting or at the farm?
When we was in Colorado, we had 3 or 4 days where we wasn't really doing anything because we sort of got greened out and there wasn't any cutting to be done. So Zane said, right, 4 of you, well I think there's 5 of us, we went to the Rocky Mountains. So we left on, I think it was a Thursday afternoon, drove there and spent a good couple of days seeing some sights.
Okay, so, and they have vehicles that you can use on your free time, is that right?
Yeah, they do, yep. Yeah, harvest pickups and vans for all of us to get them.
Okay, now some guys back home in the UK or wherever in the world, they look at something like this about going to the US, and then they get afraid of applying for a visa or wondering how they can go about getting, paperwork done. I mean, for you, was the paperwork process difficult, or?
Not at all, no. I messaged Frederick Harvesting, I think it was January, and they said to get in touch with John in Ohio State, and yeah, a few emails back and forwards and discuss things, and then visas got sorted out, and it was all fairly easy. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And you've been here since April. We're now in September. I mean, it would be unnatural if you didn't miss home in some respect, but has the time dragged or gone quick, or?
It's just flown by. I think probably the first month was the slowest out of the whole trip, probably just because we was in the workshop. But as soon as you leave for harvest and you're travelling around the country, it just flies by.
Okay, so you know there's going to be lads maybe see this at a college, at Eastern College where you went, or somewhere like that. You know, what would you advise somebody who's maybe thinking about this? If he's in college right now, he's what, 18, 19 years old back there in England?
I'd probably speak to someone what's done the experience, like me or one of the other lads from last year, and message Fredericks, and I'd definitely do it. You'd never regret coming out here. I mean, it's an experience of a lifetime.
All right, that's great. Thank you, Ben.